everybody. Welcome to Coaching Queens 2020. I am Queen Bee Buhrow.
And I'm Queen Bee Baumgarth. We did it backwards, you
We
guys.
did. And I almost said Queen Bee Baumgarth. I'm like, that's not my name.
I'm the one who always should question names, but we have a guest today that we met through C-Suite event, and she's from St. Louis. She's from my neck of the woods, and her name is Amy, and she is a healing harpist. See that in the background? I'm so excited. How are you, Amy?
I'm doing really well, especially today in St. Louis. It's, the humidity
Yes.
is finally down. Took a walk this morning. The sun is shining. So it's a good day.
Well, we want to ask you to kick off the conversation. What does inner peace look like for you? It's different for everybody, but what does it look like for you?
Yeah. So for me, inner peace in its simplest form is about embracing all of the aspects of myself. So I'm like this treasure hunter and I see everything from this energetic perspective. So if we look at this harp and we visualize it as like every string represents a memory, a belief, a feeling, a pattern, all those energetic aspects we hold within us in the wholeness of who we are, like the wholeness of this instrument. So many people, and me included, for years, resisted going down into these low notes, resisted going down into these experiences or feelings that just felt so heavy and traumatic, because when those experiences happened for us, we were only able to integrate those feelings, those thoughts, those beliefs with the tools we had in the moment. But that's how it got hooked up. So every time we think about it or want to go back there, that's what our reference point is. So for me, inner peace is exploring those depths, exploring all of these aspects of myself. And it's a moment by moment awareness. So often we have these awarenesses and then we think that we're feeling because our mind wants to protect us. And so it's like, oh yeah, I got it. And I remember this one time I literally was sitting in our living room and a friend of ours was across the room and she's the big feeling person. I was so mad because she was trying to dig in. She was trying to force me into these depths. And I'm like, no way, I'm done feeling. I'm done with that. I did all my feeling in Florida, which was a really traumatic time in our life.
Yeah.
So like, I totally get that protective mode. And like, that's why like so often our life feels like this, because we have all of this energy, all of these emotions, all these thoughts, all these feelings simultaneously, like trying to get our attention in the moment. And the way I love to describe it is like, if we feel like this and we just slow down, it's created with the same strings, but when we slow this down, the chaos, into something like this, then there's more peace, there's more harmony, there's more space between the notes, there's more space between our thoughts and our feelings. And one of the big life lessons that I learned when I was going through breast cancer, because I've gone through it twice, was when I'm caught in doing, I'm resisting being. And so when I'm caught in this mode, there's always something that it's so close to my awareness. And if I slow down, then it's going to come up.
Yes.
So that one part of me that wants to protect me keeps me going, keeps me caught in doing. So yeah, there's just so much. So inner peace for me is that moment by moment conscious self-care choosing. And that's how my whole conscious self-care programs have evolved over the last 30 years.
I love that. Like you could just feel it. It went from, to
yeah, to this. Yeah. So let's just like take like a deep breath. And let me just play for like 30, just a little bit to see,
sure.
to experience. And again, this is all for me about experience. Inner peace for me is about being honest with ourselves and feeling the feelings, not thinking that we're feeling, and not thinking that, oh, I just went to a weekend workshop and I just learned all of these ideas and these techniques. And now that I've know them, oh yeah, I must be experiencing a whole other, no. And trust me, been there, done that.
Yes.
Years. So that's why I love using music, because there's no words. Our brain can't start tapping into the language and the definition and all those connections that we have with those words. We get to just take a deep breath and allow the energy of the music, the feeling to activate or sympathetically resonate, whatever that energy is within us. And it's different for everyone. So let's see, whenever I sit down and play, I just kind of feel and then let the music speak. So we'll see what wants to come out now.
Wow.
That's gorgeous. I love that. That just, it feels so good.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more where that came from. Just
So how did you
it's
learn
readily
how to play
available on the
harp?
internet.
Yeah, right. So how did you learn how to play the harp?
Okay, so this is a really cool like hookup thing. I'm adopted. I was adopted when I was 1 month old, and both of my parents were music teachers. My adoptive parents were music teachers.
Oh.
So like I've always known that I've grown up with the parents. I need my, like, you can't make up my life. It's just been so like divinely guided. So I started piano when I was 5 years old, and I started harp when I was 10. Because my dad, actually it was my dad's doing, because he was the administrator of music in our school system. And he had this vision of having a harpist in the high school pit orchestra for all their spring musicals. So it was a very self-serving request. But I said, yeah.
That's awesome.
How nice. Now, did you grow up in St. Louis?
I actually grew up in Godfrey, Illinois, which is right across the river. It's right next to Alton.
I wanted to play the saxophone, and my parents didn't want to hear that.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah. I wanted to play the flute, and I had to learn how to play the accordion instead.
Well, there you go.
Not even close. But I can polka, so I got that, and I'm in Wisconsin, so we're home of the polka.
Yeah,
German. It's kind of an angry music, just putting that out there, especially the accordion when you don't know what you're doing. So I like
it sounds like chaos.
Well, but you know what? That's such a great way to let go of the energy. Like music is such a great expression to move that energy that's within us. And that's why like people sometimes freak out because like I'm known as the healing harpist, right? All this beautiful soothing music. And yet taking our kids to high school or to school, we would listen to heavy metal. And so I got used to like death metal and black metal, and who knew that there were so many kinds of metal. And I really got this, I developed this appreciation that all music can be healing if we use it consciously. And so it activates all that energy within us. And sometimes we just need to go and get it moving, you know, so the accordion's a great, plus you've got that physical activity.
Oh yeah. The exercise was awesome. Now I don't think I could pick one up if I tried. Like I'd be like, oh, I threw up my back, guys. This is bad. But that's actually really cool that you said that music is healing, because every Tuesday night I have a youth group and we have a ballroom with a full DJ set. Their favorite thing is to turn up the music for 25 minutes. My poor neighbors, they know we're a business, but we turn on the lights and they just go. Like they jump off of stuff and then they leave with a smile. So, yeah, all right. That's good to know. I'll continue to let them do that then, because I end up with a headache.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So can I just do a really quick demonstration?
Yeah.
Because people like don't understand how can rap music be healing? All right. So for me, it's all about that definition of healing. And for me, it's about bringing balance and inner peace within us. Okay. So, let's see if I have this picture. I don't, we'll just do it with the strings. Okay. So like if we describe all of these feelings and thoughts and all this energy inside of us, we all have these vibrations and they're all unique and different. Okay. But they all have an energetic signature. So, so do things like tuning forks, right? We living things like plants, animals, people, the wind, things that grow, we have this variety of frequencies inside of us, vibrations inside of us, and it changes. And we can kind of determine that based on our feelings and our mood. We use that language. But with tuning forks, it's a great example because they don't change. They have what we call free resonance. They're free from any external vibrations.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to strike this and put it on the harp, and then I'm going to put the other one right next to it. And,
okay.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I love that the collective consciousness is waking up, and we're using terms like vibration and consciousness and even collective consciousness. But 20 years ago, when I was talking about this, I'm like, what are you talking about, Amy? But this is called sympathetic vibration. And sympathetic vibration happens when two objects of the same frequency come into close proximity. They begin to sing together. They begin to resonate. They create a resonant system. It's because this one's vibrating and it's moving the air and it's activating this one. Okay. So if I used a different tuning fork, it would not happen because they would be different frequencies. Right. So this idea, like when I applied it to my intrapersonal relationship and interpersonal relationships, it rocked my world because it also, it's like our kids would say, Mom, we can't unhear that. Like you can't unknow this stuff. Okay. Like once you get it, it's like in you. And then you get the choice of, okay, am I going to be personally responsible or am I just kind of going to forget about it and keep letting it people? All right. So think about it. Music, it has energetic components. All right. So let's go with the kids. Okay. So they have all of this energy inside of them and it's activating and it needs to express. Well, the music not only helps activate that energy within them, it also entrains with their body. So if we would start clapping, we would all sync up. Okay. Yeah. So that's called entrainment. That's the rhythmic aspect of resonance. Okay. Think about it though. We've got our brain waves, our breathing, and our heart rate. We have 3 rhythmic systems in our body that are affected by entrainment. So you put music in the space and the music has a pulse and has a beat and has the rhythm. Our bodies are literally entraining, waking up to that music.
Oh, that's actually cool.
Yeah. And so also the emotional components within us are also waking up. So for example, when I would take our kids to school, there would be some days where that growling and that heavy metal stuff, it would be sympathetically resonating that same energy within me. And because I wasn't ready, because I perceived that music was angry. I perceived that it had a lot of intense emotion and I wasn't ready to look at that within myself. So when I know that's the personal responsibility piece. So when it started to sympathetically resonate within me, boom, shut it down. Got to turn it off, kids. Got to turn it off. Not ready. And then, we've got a phone going. Life's happening.
Life's happening. Life always happens with us.
I have a cat in heat, so it's fine.
There we go. We're just kind of dancing with details. That's what happens. So that's how all music can be healing if we listen consciously. If we have a saying in our house, if it triggers you, it's in you. Well, this is what that actually means. If it triggers you and you're feeling it, it's inside of you. So turn the mirror. Are you ready to do some self-exploration? Are you ready to look at what is activating? Are you ready to feel the feelings and discover the hookups that activated this within you?
Yeah. So that's why you can have a group of really happy people, and then all of a sudden someone who is really struggling or angry, they'll walk into the group and the whole group will shift.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. Okay. Can you tell I'm very excited about this? Okay.
Yes.
So here's the deal. This is my, I'm just going to give myself a plug for like on my website.
Yes.
I have like a conscious self-care course menu option. Click on that and there's a free video that you can watch. It's a live event video. It's actually approved for contact hours and CEUs. And I've made it available free to watch. It's almost it's an hour and 45-minute video describing all of this. It was for professional care providers. If you need CEUs, you can purchase them for $30. But I'm also going to start doing live webinars. I'm having my first one July 11th. I don't know when this is going to air. But I'm going to do live webinars that are also offering CEUs and contact hours. And right now I'm charging $15. That might change, but I don't know. I'm so passionate about this perspective that I really want to share it in a lot of different ways because it totally empowers people.
Yes.
Okay. So let's do just a quick thing. On the count of three, let's all three tone and ah. All right.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Like, I need to exercise.
Breath support. So Zoom is kind of weird, so I couldn't hear you. Did you guys change?
I did. I came up a little bit because I was flat, and then I heard myself just like instinctively rise.
Perfect. All right. What about you, Queen Bee Baumgarth?
Queen Bee Baumgarth. I don't know what I did. I was concentrating on my breathing because I don't want to cough.
Okay. So when I do this in a large setting, we all tone, and so many people shift, and I ask, what pitch did you shift to? And it's always mine because I have the microphone and I'm the loudest frequency in the room. I'm the loudest sound in the room. Okay.
Yeah.
Metaphorically, what happened? Because we all have our own resonant frequency. We're all vibrating at a certain frequency right now. Okay. Right. And it changes and shifts. So it was like, here I am, but I must not be good enough. So I'm going to go up to Amy's. Here I am, but I must be doing something wrong. So I'm going to come up to Amy. This doesn't really feel comfortable. I don't feel like part of the group. So I'm going to come up and match Amy.
Wow.
It's profound.
Yeah.
Okay. So that concept, that idea is called forced resonance. It's when an external vibration forces something out of its resonant frequency. Okay. So somebody said it's peer pressure.
Yeah.
And it kind of is. Okay. So this is how to apply these ideas of resonance to ourselves and to our interpersonal and our relationships with other people. So to your example, everyone's having a great hike, everything's having fun, whatever. And we're all up here. Okay. And then somebody comes down, he comes into that space and it's really low and we all feel it. But why can we feel it? Because it's in us.
Yes.
We wouldn't be able to feel that person's energy signature if it wasn't in us. But what happens? We unconsciously shift, just like we did with this exercise.
Yeah.
Because this person happens to be the strongest. They're the loudest frequency. We don't hear it, but we feel it. And we unconsciously
go down.
And we create this resonant system because we instinctively want homeostasis. We intuitively want harmony. We intuitively want to feel part of a larger group. All right. But it's unconscious, just like we just did. It doesn't feel, we know, we can feel that it doesn't feel comfortable. Right. So we're going to change, but it's unconscious. So with conscious self-care, with consciously being aware of these patterns, we can now feel it and we can ask ourselves question, oh, I'm feeling this. When did I feel like that? When did I have a really low day? Because like from this vibrational perspective, there's no good or bad. It's all part of the wholeness. This is a low one and this is a high one, but it's not better or worse. But in our language, we intuitively just say, oh, bad vibes. Oh, I'm good vibes. Stay high, stay high. And I'll tell you what, that constant positivity is so unhealthy. Stay high, find your happy place. It's okay. No, not all the time. You've got to go into the depths.
Because you wouldn't appreciate the good.
Exactly. Oh, if you stayed high like this all the time, you would just be like in the clouds and you would be continually repressing the richness of who you are.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So in this situation, you know, this person also has these frequencies inside of them.
So together you can actually end up coming to that middle point where you're both at
it's up to
a fine-tuned harp at that point.
You can hold your frequency up here. You can hold your awareness up here. They may or may not come up. It's up to them. You cannot make somebody change.
Yep.
And for all those caregivers and people who want to nurture, like I was this person, I wanted to change people only, and this goes back to another idea, same action, different core. My action on the outside was like to help people and to do, but the motivating energy for me to do that was because out of fear. It wasn't out of love for them. It was out of fear within me because I'm adopted. And I know that I have patterns of not being abandoned. I want everybody to like me. I don't want anybody to leave me. I don't want to be alone because then I'll die.
I just had an aha moment.
Yeah. So we have same action, different core. So the action can look the same on the outside, but it's coming from a different place on the inside. And people can feel that because every expression brings that which is within us out into the world. It carries that energy. So that way, you've come up with people and they're like all smiling and oh, they want to be, but you feel like that's not real.
Well, yeah, you're like, wow, that. I'm always like, are you okay? I'm fine. Okay. I'm not going to ask any more questions right now. They're just not ready when you ask that. And they're like, like you tried to disrupt my peace. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
And it's really not. It's their inner peace at the time. You know, you can only meet them where they are. Yeah. You cannot force somebody into the depths. You cannot force them. But here's what I have also learned, that the more I go into myself, because I'm this constant treasure hunter, I will be discovering aspects of myself to my very last breath. You know, and as I embrace the fullness of who I am, that's how I define compassion. When I feel that for myself, then when somebody comes into my space, they energetically feel that as well. So if somebody's having this really low day and I've already like explored this aspect of myself and I'm not judging myself for it, then they feel safe and they don't feel judged because I'm not judging myself. And I cannot tell you how many people come into my space and they're like, I've never told anybody this. Like, I can tell you anything. It's like, yeah, I've been there. Feel it. And that's empathy.
That is empathy.
That's truly developing empathy. So we develop the compassion within ourselves first, and then we naturally carry that because it's about our beingness.
And we end up radiating. That is, wow. I had like Don't had an aha moment.
Yeah, you brought up the adoption. You know, I had a very, very loving family growing up. I mean, I have no complaints whatsoever, but I felt guilty for having that abandoned feeling. And now that stems back to the choices that I made and not, wow.
So here's, let me go even deeper. All right. I met my birth mother. I know that I was conceived at a time when she was grieving. I grew up in utero. I developed in utero with that energetic imprint. This is epigenetics. Okay. Epigenetic imprint of the grief. I know now that she really didn't want to give me away. It was a family decision. All right. It was the most loving thing that she could do. But I can tell you, I drop into melancholy to the depths of my soul. And I have done years of service and community and sharing music in the cancer, hospice, and grief communities. I mean, it is cellular for me.
Yes.
And as I become aware of that, that's how it transforms. That's how it flips. You know, those switches.
Right.
Yeah.
I know my biological mother, my natural, I don't like saying natural, my biological.
Your birth mother.
Birth mother. She was in my own mother's wedding. And my birth mother and father didn't want me, even when she was pregnant. And I asked him one time, I found him on the internet, and I didn't think it affected me. I said, why didn't you ever come back for me? He said, I didn't want you. But I had a loving family. So I'm thinking, why am I feeling guilty? But oh my gosh, it explains so much now.
And when I met my birth mother, and I knew it was only going to be one time, it was like an agreed upon thing. This is what we're doing. We're doing it one time, and that's it. And when she gave me a hug at the airport, she whispered in my ear, she said, I am so proud of you. And something inside of me melted. And literally, it was that I got goosebumps. It's literally the feeling of being accepted by our Creator.
Oh, that's powerful. Whoa, I just got goosies. Whoa.
It goes so deep.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I didn't get that, but I know that I hit a rock bottom when I was 40. And we'll go into discussion about that later on down the road. But I had an aha moment then, and I accepted who I was and accepted that the choices that I made were my choices. And it wasn't because of any certain thing, you know, they were my choices in the end. And I took responsibility, and I did get validation for myself, you know. So I opened up to, I have a wonderful life now. I've been married 16 years, and I'm in a better place. I'm in a better place. But you just hit it. So, I mean, my aha, it's amazing. I mean, she did what she could, and she gave me up for adoption. She said, I'm so sorry. And I said, thank you. Thank you. There isn't anything you should feel sorry for, but I'm going off on a tangent, and it's about you, Amy.
No, it's about all of us, because this is inner peace. This is conscious self-care. This is recognizing, because we bring the fullness of who we are into every moment. I embody my whole life's experiences, and genetically, my whole line of life experiences right here in this moment. And that inner peace comes with that expanded perception, where we can see an experience, like visually remembering it, feel it, and then know that this is where we have connected to it, but also understand it's a duality. There's the duality in everything. So every experience we have has this experience, our interpretation, and then this blessing, this lesson to grow. And there's value in every single moment of our lives, and we carry them right here.
Awesome.
That's powerful. I love that.
That is powerful. Well, listen, we want to thank you for being part of the show and being our guest, and we want you to come back. We want you to come back, and we'll set it up. But you guys, hold on. We'll be right back after this.
Finally, a better way to hold your phone. Introducing Steady Straps. Made here in the USA, Steady Straps are high-quality, flexible straps that adjust to hold virtually any phone comfortably and securely. Steady Straps are washable and come in a wide range of colors and styles. See them all at SteadyStraps.com. Because they're so visible, they're the perfect promotional item to advertise your company message or logo. Learn more at SteadyStraps.com. That's SteadyStraps.com.
Oh, now you know.
We're back.
Creepy baby, everyone. Creepy
Yeah.
baby.
Really? You're gonna torture everyone with that.
From now on. From now on, that it just wants to say hello.
That was absolutely incredible.
It was.
I
She's
love
awesome.
that. She is like just radiates love and compassion and all of it. And that harp, oh, it's just so beautiful.
And she's in St. Louis, and so am
I
I.
know.
Uh.
We're only like 7 hours away. I could make that easily in a day trip. I might be really tired when I get there, but I'll be like, oh, leave me some CP
But
time.
no, it was an awesome show, and to have my aha moment is because I always felt bad for feeling that way because I had loving parents. But it actually I mean, I was so all the marriages and all, I just didn't, I was looking for something that I found in myself.
Self-compassion.
And
that going within.
Because that was, you know, I've always been taught Kevin and Lisa are going to be mad, but why is a rabbit hole you don't want to go down?
Well,
you know, and
their why is different. It's
their why is different, but I didn't. But people don't know that. But people don't know that. I mean, till they go to Kevin anyway. I didn't know why I made those choices that I made, and now.
Well, and that's the thing. Like we in therapy, why do you think you're doing that? And sometimes until you have that deep understanding, you're just peeling, and then I would get stuck in those rabbit holes for months at a crack.
Right.
And I get so mad at myself, and I beat myself up, and then I'd get angry, and I take it out on the people around me. And the whole Oponopono, that deep self-compassion and forgiveness allows you to come into where, like Amy's at, where you just you're accepting it up to that level, and it's okay. It's okay to not know all of it. And so sometimes you have to be able to recognize when that peeling of the onion or the therapy, that the shadow work, none of that, sometimes that doesn't work for people. You have to learn to recognize that and say, you know what, this isn't what I need right now. And then you go to a different form of whatever it is, healing, therapy, whatever you want to label it, because it's the same thing. But you have to recognize that for yourself, that that's not working. So I want to go try some music for a while.
Well, when I had that breakthrough when I was 40, you know, that was a big step for me to take responsibility and forgive myself.
Yes.
That was a big step. But now it even has more meaning. When she said that, it was just something that just clicked.
Yeah.
Just like having a heart attack and not smoking anymore. It's a switch. I can be around it. People can be smoking. It's just a flip of a switch.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's that deep soul feel that you get. Yes. You're just like, whoa, okay, that's incredible. And then you get to start, then you get all excited. You're like, I want to tell all the people, and all the people don't understand.
We'll have her back on. We'll definitely have her back on and dive deeper into this. And she has so much to offer. And in the information, we'll have her website and all her information.
Yeah, she's got a lot of really good available to the public stuff on her website, guys. Yes. If you've been trying all the other stuff, you need a change. Seriously, you got to check out Amy's stuff, because it's powerful. It really, really is. So I'll make sure that we get everything, all the contact information. I have a new editing program, so maybe I can even pop it up on the screen. We don't know where the conversation's going to go. We don't know where the editing's going to go. Who knows?
You never know. Watch the show. You never know where the conversation's going to go. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. We enjoyed having you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And I just want to say, may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord messed it up. I am so excited. My aha.
They give you peace.
Thank you. She knows, and give you peace, because the gracious unto you. Sorry, folks. All right. Bye, everybody.